You're listening to Tutor Time with Mallory, and now for your host, Mallory Latouche.
Yep, I got it.
And we are back with Tutor Time with Mallory. Today I have the honor of interviewing Mr. Burt Lewis. How are you doing today, Burt?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
Good. How did you know you wanted to work in the education system?
I enjoyed my years in education as a student, particularly the years while I was in college. It took me a while to complete my college degrees. One, I wasn't exactly sure what my major was going to be, but I always enjoyed the experience of being on a college campus. So I think that, and then I enjoy working with young folks and seeing them grow. Initially, I started both teaching and coaching. So the coaching piece, the teaching part of the coaching world has just been very gratifying for me. So that's why.
What was it like studying at NC State, getting your Master of Science?
It was good. I enjoyed studying there. I was there to really, there in the late 80s, early 90s. It was a good, it was a wonderful experience educationally and personally. I met my wife, met what was going to be my wife there. So I had a outstanding experience there. Got to learn, got to build some really good relationships with professors, other students. And so I enjoyed that experience a lot.
What was it like going to University of Georgia and working as a graduate research assistant?
I was, I think that's where I realized that what I think that solidified what I would like to do and what I wanted to do as a career more so than anything. I enjoyed the research. I enjoyed the research. We were at the time we were interviewing 17 or 18,000 individuals across the country about their outdoor recreation behavior, what they enjoyed about what activities they were participating in, what they weren't. It was a huge survey. We were collecting a lot of good data at the time, but I also realized that I like to be in the classroom more than I did the research. I also realized that I enjoyed the smaller university fields such as Mount Olive, but I enjoyed the University of Georgia in that it offers a lot. It offered I think it's a little bigger institution than NC State. There's a lot of folks there, a little different institution than NC State, but still tremendous experience, met a lot of great people there. I appreciated the opportunity to participate in a number of research opportunities. And I do miss that a little bit, but I also realized I wanted to be in the classroom more than maybe the research side.
What was it like in June 1992 being a graduate research assistant at University of Georgia?
June of 92. It was a little overwhelming to start with because we were just beginning that project and putting the survey together. It was also at a time where the internet was just kind of coming into play, coming into focus. So there's a lot of things happening at the time. It was a different experience. At the time, we were building a survey to be delivered by phone. That the survey that we were building was about a 15 to 20-minute survey, but the questionnaire in and of itself was very lengthy. But depending on how you might answer that question would skip you to another section of the survey. So making sure all of those links were correct and keeping our focus on the purpose of the survey. Worked with a lot of good people there to help. I learned more about some software at that point than I've probably forgotten most of it at this point, but I learned a lot about it at that time.
How was the transition working at the University of Georgia to the University of Mount Olive?
Well, having been a student at Mount Olive, it wasn't a difficult transition because I knew what Mount Olive was about, and largely that hasn't changed. But Mount Olive had grown at the time. When I came back, I was going to be a tennis coach and teach in the recreation leisure studies area. I had been a teaching professional on the tennis side for 2 or 3 years prior to going to grad school at UGA. So I was able to combine a couple of things that I really loved at that point, the education side on a college campus with the coaching side of tennis, and really got to build a lot of nice relationships with some folks, with some student athletes, parents, and students alike. So it was good.
What was it like becoming the chair division of human services at UMO in July 2012?
Well, at that point, I had completed my PhD. I was looking to make the change. Personally, I was looking to make the change to full academic side. I had enjoyed coaching up until that point, but having some children at home, I wanted to be at home more. So I enjoyed working with the folks in the Recreation Leisure Studies program, which is one of the largest programs traditionally on the university campus. And we were at a time where we were growing, and we were talking about pieces 2, 3, 4, 5 years into the future. So I enjoyed having the conversations about where we were and what we were going to be doing 3 years from now. So it was very good.
How was it like being the associate professor at UMO?
It's good. I enjoy the relationship with the students. I enjoy getting to know them in the classroom. I enjoy being a part of, their life and what they want to share, seeing them grow, seeing them grab some experiences, having the conversations in the classroom and outside the classroom. But certainly enjoy being in the classroom.
How was it like being promoted to be the Dean of Arts and Science from 2015 to 2020?
That was a big step. With some of the roles that I'd had, you're working with 1, 2, maybe 3 departments, but as dean, working with departmental or discipline areas ranging from agriculture and biology to music and art, English and math, recreation, leisure studies, criminal justice. I got to learn a lot about the different disciplines in the school and what it takes for a student to be successful in those areas. I failed to mention education and history and our religion program, but each of those areas has some things that are specific to each discipline. So I got to learn a lot about that. I got to see our musicians grow and perform, things that while it was always there for me to see while I was coaching and teaching in RLS and some of these other positions, but I really got to take a vested interest in it, help and have conversations about how do we help those students grow? How do we help those areas grow? And at the time, agriculture was relatively new to the university, but each year it was growing. Our sciences were growing. Areas like exercise science was growing, but we also had areas that English and math and our education areas that we knew could grow. How do we continue to help grow? Serving as dean, we accomplished, we saw increases in number of folks coming to our music events. We saw increases in number of students in a number of the majors. We were able to put some a grant together to help students have an easier path to teacher licensure, depending on what county they were to live in. So we, as a group and working with a large group of faculty, 50 or 60, I got a bigger picture look of what goes on at the university, the impact that a particular program can have on an university, as well as the impact that each of these programs have on the students that are studying within them.
What was it like in 2020 becoming the assistant vice president for the curriculum development at UMO?
I enjoyed that a lot, or I am enjoying that role a lot. And that role, we're looking at current curriculums. We're also looking at potential new curriculums, what we can add that are based on labor market data, what's growing, what areas can we look at adding curriculum wise that will better serve the needs of the students and of Eastern North Carolina. And so it gives me an opportunity to keep looking 3, 4, 5 years out. What do we need to be? How do we as a university need to continue to position ourselves to offer programs that would meet the needs of our students here locally, as well as throughout Eastern North Carolina, and hopefully give them an opportunity to study, attend school, attend college here in Eastern North Carolina, and then they would stay and work here. So we've been able to add some nice curriculums as we've been able to do that. We're continuing to look for more opportunities.
What advice would you give future teachers or professors in the education system?
My advice would be that teaching it's a passion. You've got to have a passion for it. You've got to want to be in the classroom. I've been at the university for 25 plus years, and while it has been I don't feel like I've worked very few days of that 25 years. I've thoroughly enjoyed getting up, coming to work. I found my passion. This is what I would want to do, whether I was getting paid for it or not. I would hope that someone going into the profession of teaching would want to see young people grow, help them to grow not only with their education, their acumen, their intelligence, but also to help them build their character, their morals. But I would want folks to see that as a passion, that when they came into the classroom, that they didn't feel like it was work. Most days it's not. There are days where it is, because you run into some issues that it's just difficult. But working to meet the students' needs, and particularly in times of late where we've had COVID, I think our teachers and our professors have gone above and beyond trying to find ways to deliver a good education to the students that we serve. And it hasn't been easy, but we've been able to be creative in delivering that. So simple advice: find your passion. If teaching is your passion, then follow it. If it's not, then it's okay to find your passion and to do something else to be able to help others.
What advice would you give the higher level teachers and professors in the education system?
I.e., what do you mean by higher level teachers?
Any higher level high school teachers, university teachers that are wanting to go into the education system or already in it?
Well, for those that are already in it, and for those that may be in the middle of their career, middle to the latter part of their career, not only is it about it's about helping students, but I think it's also about helping those that are new to the profession, helping them to adjust, helping them to helping them to see how they can help the newer teachers be successful in the classroom and through a career, but also be open to the newer teachers' ideas and the different ways of doing things. The way I went through school, I thoroughly enjoyed it when I was a student, when I was coming through. But I want my sons to go through school with the tools that are available today, not how I went through school. They need to be able to go through with using the electronic resources, using the resources that are available to them today, and to be prepared for a world that's coming, not for a world that's already passed.
Thank you so much, Burt. It was great talking with you today.
Did we get all our questions in?
Yes, sir.
Well, then Mallory, I thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure to be a part of Tutor Time with Mallory. Look forward to future shows from you as you interview other folks. And thank you again for asking me to join you. It was certainly a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.